Mind Goblins.
All right, are we moving on?
What else we have to talk about?
Delisting games and games preservation.
Ooh.
Do we want to
Okay.
talk about?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it last week, but we didn't get to, cover it too much.
Yeah.
So game preservation, obviously super important. It allows games to be ported into the modern age, consistently.
Mm-hmm.
What's like, is there like any point to not preserving games,
I mean, because you don't have to preserve every game, right? Like, not every game is. I don't know.
Maybe not every port.
Yeah.
But like certainly the base game, its
Do they
original
preserve every
stuff.
movie that's ever came out?
I think they do now.
Oh, God.
There was a movie called Metropolis, and
Uh-huh.
it is like a 50s like solid black and white silent film.
Right.
Where it just had like music and noises going on in the background that were recorded onto it. And most of the footage was lost to that movie originally, so we didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what it like fully was for the longest time until, and I think the 2010s, that some guy in Europe had a full version that he would just air to people in his like home theater that he had,
Yeah.
and he donated it to film archivers, archaeologists. It's not archaeologists, that's wrong. But people who like preserve stuff in that kind of way, right?
Mm-hmm.
um and now anybody can go and view that movie for free on like modern major platforms, which is
Right.
awesome.
Right. But also, like, people make indie movies, and sometimes they really suck.
Well, sure, sometimes Hollywood
You
made
know,
movies and they suck.
I mean, yeah, but like, who's preserving the indie movies out there that people made on their home camcorder or whatever? Like, do those need to be preserved? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think that's up to the individual person who either makes the film, if it's not a major studio release,
Uh-huh.
or if it's a home movie. You as the parent or the family member should be taking care of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like that should be on you.
Okay.
Because you ever gone to like you ever gone to like a thrift store and there's just a bunch of like VHSs, but they're like the recording VHSs,
Uh-huh.
and you're like you see on there and it says like Timmy's first birthday party or something like that.
Okay.
Um, like you see those all the time in thrift stores and stuff like that, especially like in the like 2010s. I saw like a bunch of those, and I'd be like, oh man, that's weird. Sorry, Timmy, your thing's here instead of at your house, I guess, or
Uh-huh.
wherever. Um, and I was like, okay, well, does he care about that? Does little Timmy care? Does the parents care? Or maybe they got it digitized because that was a popular thing you could do, is you would get it digitized and then turn into a CD or a DVD or something,
Yeah.
and be like, okay, well now you have that forever, technically. Uh, with games,
I
it's a
mean,
whole nother.
kind of, but not all digital media lasts forever also. So
That's
just because
true.
you digitized it doesn't mean it's saved forever.
Well, saved forever, I guess, in the case of like your media is, it's possible to save forever because now it's more easy to copy and drag onto a different hard
Mm,
drive or
right,
upload
right.
it somewhere.
Yeah.
um, versus a video game, which like, okay, you have a game that runs on, oh, that's like an awful computer monitor. You got a game that runs on like your old computer monitor, right? But this is like Windows 95. Your game doesn't work on modern hardware innately. It doesn't work on this one, Windows 10.
Right.
So like, what do you have to do to get it to run on there? Well, you got to do like a lot of like, there's a lot of effort that goes into these types of releases where they're decompiling a game or doing something to make it work on modern platforms.
Right.
I think these are much it's much harder to preserve video games in that aspect versus movies and TV shows. Something that's like,
Yeah.
well, we can just record it.
Yeah.
That's why like GOG's Good Old Games program is so impressive. Is they will find the PC release for a lot of older games, or like console games or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll get that working in the modern uh setting of like, okay, it runs on Windows 10 and it has this optimization, and it has modern controller support and this, and they update it regularly.
Right.
That's impressive, because now if it's working on modern hardware, well, the future hardware has been based on the modern architecture, so it will most likely run on the next gen and the gen after that.
Yeah. But I guess my question is Woodle Screw Jam nuts and bolts? It,
Okay.
does that need to be preserved somewhere?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it all does.
Hmm.
I think even the games that are probably like, no, like who cares about Barnyard for the PS2, you know? Um,
Uh.
Probably nobody. Should we forget it exists?
Uh.
Uh, I maybe, but should it go away? No, I don't think so.
No.
It should
There's some
always be like,
value in like being able to look back on it, I guess.
yeah. Well, it's also like a case of like, it's history, right?
Yeah.
Like you can look back at the. You totally messed up my little thing there.
Right.
Like if you can look back at the catalog of like however many games, so quickly
Mm-hmm.
and so instantly, then like you should be able to do that. Like going to a library and not having, older books there would suck. Like they only have modern books.
Yeah.
Like I don't think people would go to that library nearly as often, because okay, what if the modern books become the older books and then now they don't have those?
Mm-hmm.
What do we do about that?
What do we do about that?
Go to a different
Because
library.
because the library, they don't have infinite space. You
It's
know?
true.
Do we have infinite space to preserve digitally?
No, but there is the easier means to uh hold things together in that kind of aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's always more hard drives for the time being. Like that's an easy to get medium. There's always more server space you can acquire. That's also a thing that's kind of on the easier side of things to get. So um, we're reaching that right now, where games are actively looked at in how to be preserved. One of the things I like about that have been the decomp projects. Have you seen any of those?
Mm-mm.
So Super Mario 64, um, that was decompiled a while ago,
Yeah.
um, to run natively on PC.
Oh, okay.
And so that gave us a little bit of insight on how the game was created, the duct tape it's used to hold the game together,
Mhm.
um, like how long the dev cycle was, and so much information about the game itself. And then on top of that, like now we can run it on modern hardware without problems. That's not emulation specifically, because I think that's what Nintendo does for all of their modern releases of the game. They just emulate it, which is fine. That's how
Oh,
Nintendo
oh,
wants to handle
they
it. But
we
huh?
yeah, I don't know.
I guess I'm just
Well,
saying, like,
if you wanna talk about Nintendo, um,
mhm,
they have this place on their website under their, purchase support.
okay.
The question is, "Where can I find refurbished, older, and used Nintendo products?" And Nintendo, they're like, maybe some online retailers, pawn shops, garage sales, and online auction sites.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. You
They're
could you
just
could
telling you
find
to
them.
buy the old stuff.
Yeah, they're like, you wanna play Super Nintendo? Go to eBay, you know?
Yeah, go find a retro store,
Yeah,
which I appreciate the fact that they're at least being like, well, if you do want to play those, you should support like a means to get them, right?
yeah,
Somebody could use the money on selling them, you know?
yeah. And
But
then also, uh, uh,
it's a good.
what is it? The Switch Online,
Mhm.
you know? You
Yeah.
wanna play the game without having the system? Pay 'em monthly, but, you could do it. And it's really not that much monthly either, so I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what
not
this.
too bad. Sorry, I was drawing a circle around your little icon.
Yeah, so, Nintendo, they're preserving their own stuff. They even got the museum,
Yes.
you know?
Um,
So
it's been on
that's
their
that's nice
priority
of them.
list somewhat, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like they understand a little bit of their history, and how they've been, uh, a good addition to the gaming sphere overall.
yeah, because that's half of it is just kind of like looking back at like history and
Yeah.
kind of learning from it, absorbing it, and doing whatever with it.
Yeah.
It goes like a good ways. Um, you giving him a dress? What is it?
Yeah, I turned it into a dress.
It's a combo Princess Peach and Mario.
Mhm.
This is what happens if they fuse.
You shot!
That's awesome. What was I gonna say? I think the one thing that's really nice about the decompilation projects is that they do run on modern hardware natively without the need of emulation.
Mhm.
Um, and one of the best examples I can think of that is not Xbox, Sonic Unleashed. Um,
Mm.
that recently got a PC port thanks to the decompilation project. And that meant that okay, it runs natively on PC. It has modern controller support. It has some graphical tweaks that you can mess with to run it to your hardware needs. But like also, they weren't gonna port that just due to the fact that like the hardware that was used to make that game is like a nightmare to work with now,
Oh.
and it would cost more for them to do that than it would for them to like to just maybe like emulate it or something, I guess.
Mhm.
And even
Well, what's
still,
wrong with emulating it besides running it natively? What's
historically, emulation from like official sources, honestly, just historically, emulation isn't perfect.
Oh, okay.
Like you just don't get a perfect, accurate representation of what it was, and sometimes you don't really need that, especially for like a modern-ish game, like
Mhm.
a 360 PS3 game. But a lot of PS3 games are just stuck on the PS3 because that console is a nightmare to work with.
Okay.
So like what do you do about that, you know? Can't emulate it as easily. Who knows, man?
Yep.
Who
Well, I
knows?
mean, have there, because like we're also talking about delisting, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes games get delisted,
Mhm.
and that sucks, right?
Yeah.
So like, because I had a couple games on Steam that were delisted, but you can still download them though, because I had bought them previously.
But I think Steam's the only one that does that where you can download games that have been delisted, in most cases.
Yeah, well, the Xbox 360 store and the Wii U store, they're online stores. If you bought a game online on those systems, those stores are closed.
Yeah.
But if you had bought those games, you can re-download the game that you bought. So you can still do that.
Well, until those stores go down. Or at least the
Well,
Nintendo ones.
those stores are closed.
Yeah. Well, at that point,
Yeah.
it's what do? You can't really do anything.
Well, you can download. No, what I'm saying is that you could download the games that you had previously bought, even though the stores have been closed.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's at least a nice way for you to get your games still, but
yeah.
uh I don't think most stores are like that. It's just kind of a
No,
few cases.
no. Most stores are like an online they treat it like a retail store,
Yeah.
and there's
Once
only
this is out of
so
the
much
store.
on the shelf. You can't buy it anymore. Like, you can't buy Super Mario 3 on the shelf anymore because they don't sell it there. So that's kind of like delisting in the real world,
Yeah.
right? Now
But
you have to
that's
go
like a
somewhere else to get the game.
now you have to go to GameStop. Or you gotta go to EB Games or whatever your local like
Yeah,
uh retro store and hope they have them. So little Timmy here, he can't go get Super Mario Brothers 3, but
yeah.
you know what he
It's
can
not,
go
it's
pick
not
up?
tall enough. It's all the way up here on the top shelf.
He can't get it. That's my 3, by the way. That's a 3.
This is Halo next to it for some reason.
This is the worst organization for a retro store. It's like, why is Halo over here?
Yeah,
In the PlayStation area.
yeah. But I think delisting is more of an issue if your game is can be played online, you know,
Yes.
like Little Big Planet. They had a community that was playing the game and then they shut it down, right?
It
And
it's
and they
unfortunate.
were like, yeah, we're not gonna pay to use the servers anymore, so you can't play your game. Instead of just being like, hey, we're gonna allow you to make your own servers or whatever.
Mhm.
But it's nice that the Wii U, oh my God, the EU, the
It is nice to
Nintendo
be
Europe, uh,
Yeah,
I guess there's a proposal or something to stop killing
yeah.
games,
It
petition. That's what it was.
it's the nicest thing to actually keep, like, online only games alive in some kinda capacity, because that sucks, like, losing
Yeah,
your entire purchase and it basically being worthless at some point just kinda, like, sucks a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. Imagine if World of Warcraft,
Mhm.
if that MMO, they were like, yeah, we're gonna stop doing this MMO, and we're gonna take all the servers offline, and now you're gonna make you go to WoW 2 or whatever.
Wow, okay, so take the "ow" and you have Overwatch.
Oh.
It's literally what happened with Overwatch, man. They shut off Overwatch 1, and
Yeah,
they were like, "Go play the new one," and the new one is riddled with microtransactions,
yeah,
like, all over the place. It's awful. It was a big cash grab, and the
mm,
whole thing about them porting everything over to Overwatch 2 was like, "Oh, it's gonna have a PvE campaign, and we're gonna have, like, a whole bunch of things, and we got, like, this and this and this and this."
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then this didn't come out, this was canceled, and everything else is just kinda like, "Alright, well, it's locked behind microtransactions and battle passes and, all these other things." So it's like, this is just a worse this. This is Overwatch
yeah,
1, but also now it's more annoying and tedious, and it costs more.
yeah. But with the Stop Killing Games Act, they could be like, even though you came out with the number two, people they can make their own servers or whatever,
Mhm.
and they can keep playing it all they want because they own it. Wow.
Oh. And then wait, we're gonna make this guy do a little happy face.
Yeah, and so it's
Yeah.
kind of nice that WoW hasn't done that. They've been nice about it, but I shouldn't say they've been nice about it. It's probably because it's too expensive to make a new one, and they're making a lot of money off the current one still.
Well, I think it had more to do with the fact that, like, WoW Classic had, like it did have custom servers that were, like, unofficial, and you weren't
Mhm.
allowed to, like, use them, like, officially. So you had to go
Yeah.
through, like, really jank means to use them until they were like, "Alright, we're gonna make our own. Clearly, there's money to be made here." So they were like, "WoW Classic."
Mhm.
And then I've heard as of recent they're ruining that also.
Oh,
So
well,
like there's no winning with Blizzard, unfortunately.
no, because some people they don't want any change, and
Yeah.
you're playing an MMO.
It's the
That
game about
means
change.
that means change. Yeah.
Yeah. In
It
order
not
for it
only
to be
does it mean
alive.
change, but it means cha-ching.
Cha-change. Absolutely. It's to keep those things alive because keeping those servers up are expensive. They're crazy
Exactly.
expensive.
Exactly.
You know
So,
the thing with Little Big Planet?
what about it?
Okay, so I was an avid Little Big Planet 1 and 2 player for the longest time,
Yeah.
and that was during the PS3's lifespan, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, and obviously, I moved on. I went and played other games and, kind of left Little Big Planet 2 behind, but, that game is, like, hundreds of thousands of user-made levels. No, it's more than that. It's definitely more than that, but that's just the only
Mhm.
thing I can think of off the top of my head. But, there was a cyber attack on the servers at some
Oh.
point during the late 2010s, and that cyber attack made anybody who went online during Little Big Planet's or to go online to play any of the Little Big Planet games, it
Mhm.
left your console vulnerable for people to steal your data and brick your console and do a bunch of other things.
Oh.
And this got I think exposed at some point, like uh around that time period, because I guess it had happened to somebody or someone had posted about it. I'm not sure about the details, but there was a huge security vulnerability. And at some point they were trying to see if they were going to be able to fix it, and they were like, well, it's going to be too expensive and we just don't have the money, and also we're not a Sony thing anymore. So
Oh.
we gotta leave it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's a bad situation, but like I get why they just had to be like, well, we got to pull the plug. It sucks.
They
People
didn't
are
have the money to fix it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
So Media Molecule, they're not a big company.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty sure like most of the people who are there, I think there's a bunch of people who are still left over from Living Planet's development because like their last game was Dreams. Um,
Okay.
but like it wasn't their focus. They didn't have a lot of money, and it's just like a funding thing versus like how much money they're going to make back from it versus the money spent. And it's just like we can't just leave it up because that's like awful, and we don't want
Yeah.
people to get hacked and like have their like lives ruined or in some kind of way. But
Yeah.
also like there's a lot of history there that's just being erased, and it's it's a tough call.
Yeah. Well, if that act was in place,
Mhm.
they would have to put out a patch and let people do their own servers.
Yeah.
Which I
I'm
mean,
ho-
it's kind of what they do anyway. I feel
mhm.
like there are like third party Little Big Planet servers,
Yeah.
but it's hard to get to.
Yes.
You can't just boot up the game and be like, "Oh, connect to a server now." You have to. uh, I don't
Yeah.
know.
You gotta do,
I
like,
don't know.
DNS settings and then go to
Sure.
the website link and then this, and then make your own account. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of extra steps you gotta go through just to be able to play this game online.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the way it is for older games now is, well, as long we can make our own servers, we know how to now. It took a little bit of decompilation, but, like, it's possible now.
Hmm.
So, therefore, these online games, these online-only games are playable. But they should be in an official capacity.
Exactly.